All right, we are live. Of course, I always like to check and make sure that we're actually getting there. Right
Hello,
now, my
everyone.
Zoom says done, redirecting to the live page, and that should be
Good
good.
thing.
Over here to the actual,
That is a good thing. Hello,
okay,
everyone.
right. My YouTube says we're up and running. Let me get this out of my face a little. And it's weird, it's only showing three of us on the Zoom on
I got
YouTube.
all four of us.
See, it only shows three of us there.
Maybe it doesn't show people who aren't.
That could be, huh? Okay,
These pages
so
are up.
let me throw this up here. And then let me throw this up here. Oh, I'll leave that down there. Okay, so we are live. My name is Jim Hall. This is my wife, Kristi.
This
That
way.
thumb don't work. Kristi Hall. My buddy John Hootie down below us. And you can't see because Bill has his camera off apparently. But Bill Rizlov is here with us also. And we're going to be talking today about belief and, building belief and what belief does to your business, and how much it really, and how much it does to your business. I guess I can't.
How much it affects,
how much it
can
affects your business.
both negatively and positively.
Yeah, because that's one of the things, especially for really beginners, that they have a hard time with, because there's two things. People, they see, you can make all this money online, right? So they have all this overinflated belief, and then they go and they share it with their friends and families, because that's what a lot of people tell them to do. Go talk to their warm market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then their warm market says, are you crazy? That's a pyramid scheme.
Right.
And then their belief, because it's so young, can really be deflated really fast. And then that they start looking for reasons then to sabotage, because it's human nature, right? Once somebody calls you crazy, especially somebody that you love, then you start to look for reasons why that's true. So we want to work on reasons to build our belief and figure out how to build that belief, leave that belief up, and that will help our business. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We may also get into a few other little buildings, like web buildings. I have been working on a capture page for the book that I put in the group. I see we have positive. Now his name says Positive Imaginator Polly. And he did say he's NHBA.
Awesome.
So he could be, well, he's on the YouTube page, so probably not on the actual page. But I'm going to show the page again, because that's what I like to do to start. Share my screen, and then we'll get back over here talking a little bit. Okay, so we'll share down here. This is the page that you should be on, could be on, right? That's what I usually say.
Should, could, would.
And of course, you should be watching the video right here. There's a couple of buttons here. Looks like I haven't taken the Mastermind collection off of here yet, so that's still available for free for you. Then to join the community to get started with us. Manase. I think that's how you say it. I recognize the name. I think you're on quite a few of the calls. And a little chat here on the page that you can chat and ask us questions here. And then down here, there's our replays from the last week or so. And then some other stuff about HBA and the community, the commissions that we've paid out, what all that we kind of do. Feed My Starving Children, that we had a meeting with them yesterday talking about all that they do for the children, like 91, 92% of what they get goes to the children. And we pay them 2% of all of the earnings that come in go out to them as a basically like a bonus for everybody that makes sales. So it's pretty cool. You can see here that Amy's presenting them with a check for $4,000. That was from an event that we were at, and all of the money after the expenses for the event went to feed my starving children. And then here's some social proof about how people have gotten sales. Ramani there, good buddy of mine. And let's see, after this, there's another button to join the community. I'll click on that in a minute and show you that. But then there's some Q&As. Then this right here is how you put in your affiliate token once you get started with HBA. Get your token, get your sales link. And then when you push this button, this will become your link. And now you can take this link and you can use it in your marketing. And that will come over here to this page. Kristi muted her line and I stopped hearing myself. It's weird after a while. So what happens then is these buttons pick up on that URL and become your URL. Okay, so when you click here, this opens up the sales page over to the all-in-one business, and we can actually make sales for you into the $25 all-in-one business, and you get 80% commissions over here at HBA. So this is how you can get started with us. This is the all-in-one business includes the funnel builder, a 2-week free trial to the traffic and conversions product, and then a bunch of bonuses. And I like to point out down here that with just a sale a week, you can make up to $74,000 a year, 2 sales a week up to $150,000 a year, and 3 sales a week up to $224,000 a year if people buy in at that level and stay at that level. And then down here, there's a bunch of bonuses that are included, and there's the lifetime mega bonus pack. And we've talked about these bonuses a lot before: the magical morning formula, algorithms for abundance, affiliate marketing domination, copywriting and headline formulation, the little black book of emails, the little black book of emails masterclass, stories that sell, free magic emails. And all of these are included. There's over $12,000 worth of value, and you get those with the $25 funnel builder. And like I said, you get the 2 weeks. You can opt in to get the 2 weeks free of traffic and conversions for just $25, and it pays 80% commission. So you can make $20 commission on this sale month after month. HBA pays residual commissions. So you can sell this once, and then you get commissions every month as long as somebody keeps it. I've been getting commissions on sales for years already. So it's pretty great. And this is the way that when you're new, we can sell for you. So, or when you've been around a while, even, so he said positive poly is just a nickname. Cool. Well, I'm glad you come and show up with us. You know the thing, if you got any questions or anything like that, you want to see something in the funnel builder or how to market, anything like that, just let us know. And if it's too far off topic, we'll cover it on another day. If we can squeeze it in today, we will. So I'm glad you're with us. John, what's going on? You're smiling down there.
Yeah, you said if we get too far off topic, huh? Like that never happens.
No. The topic sometimes can be pretty broad, right? So
yeah, I think so.
So it's pretty cool. And we're gonna, you didn't get to come on to the call with what was her name?
Diane Hockman.
Diane Hockman. You
That's
didn't
like
get
a
to
new
come
name.
on to
It's
that.
like I can read your mind.
I know. It's crazy. I just take notes over there in your brain. And that way
Yeah.
I don't have to store so much in my own brain. there was some things that she said that we want to try to start implementing here and maybe do a little better sales wise that way, and see if we can make some help, I guess is the best way I can go about saying that. So what does that look like? I don't know. And that's why I was a little challenged, I think, today getting started. I was like, okay, how do I start working in what Diane was talking about? And then I'm like, I don't know, I'm not ready yet. So
So I have your notes, Jim,
you have my notes?
and the very first one says, never seem to be selling, but always be selling.
Right, right.
Now that's a crazy twist, I think.
Yes. And it kind of goes back to the people don't like to be sold, but they like to buy, right?
Right.
Now here's something, and we'll get off topic already. Something that happened to me the other day, and I kind of am a little reluctant to show what I did, but I'll show it anyways. I had a conversation with somebody on Facebook, and let's just say that I'll just pick somebody here, right? We'll go over here to oh, I'm not sharing it. Let me share my screen. I'm on my old Facebook, so less likely to grab anybody that I can offend. Let's say that you go over here to like affiliate marketing, trying to like this one here, affiliate marketing group for beginners, right? And let's say I'll just pick this person. So what happened was someone sent me a message the other day, and I noticed that they were in something that I was in. And so when they said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?" And then, of course, went back and forth a little bit. And she said, "So, what are you doing online?" And I said, "Well, I'm doing that you're, I said, I'm doing this company, this company, this company, the company that she's doing, another company." And then I put in there, "But I like HBA the best." So it diffused her from being able to sell to me because I'm already doing the thing that she was going to sell to me. And then she asked about HBA because I said that's what I'm doing that I like the best. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then we just chatted for a little while, and she said, "I've got too much going on. I'm not really interested." And that was fine, but she didn't sell to me, right? So then towards the end of our talking for a little while, I showed her a few other little things. I helped her. Um, I showed her that I was getting leads with my group, that kind of stuff. And she thanked me. And then the next day, she sent me a message and showed me that she had set up her own group. And so we talked a little more. And I found out that she had a funnel builder from another company that was $47 a month. And I ended up getting her started in HBA for $25 a month instead of 47 bucks. So then she asked me, how's she going to start making money, whatever. And I said, well, I feel like you've already started making money because you've saved $22 a month, and we both feel good about it because you save 22 bucks a month and I'm making a few dollars commission, so we feel good. And so that's an example of not really selling, but it was for an easy way for her to make a sale,
One of the
for her to
things,
purchase.
one of the things that we teach in our company is to make a friend, find a need, offer a solution. That's exactly what you did. Made a friend. You found out what her need was because she's overpaying for a funnel builder, period. And then you offered her a solution. And it was the exact thing that we teach. And it works because it's the formula that works. So good job.
Right. And then I also showed her, she's been having a hard time like building a list and that kind of stuff. And I showed her that, sometimes people think too much about how quickly the money should come in. I showed her that I made another sale that same day, and it was to a guy that had been on my list for like 2 years, and sometimes that's the way it goes. Sometimes they stay there forever. I said, it's not always about a 2-day sale. I met you yesterday and we get a sale. Sometimes you just go, your automation does the work for you and you make a sale after a long time. So, and part of that again comes down to belief, right? The topic today really is belief. And if you don't believe in your product long enough to stay with it, then how can you make sales 2 years down the road? Or I've heard Mike and Paul say they've got customers from 5 and 6, or I think Diane said 13 years down the road she's made sales. Now, some of those they are talking about, sales into other things as they've gone on down the road. And a lot of what Diane talked about was more about belief in yourself, that you should always be building belief in you, and not even necessarily talking about your specific product, that your product is going to kind of change some, and because that's kind of what happens, so hopefully, we all hope our companies that we're in are going to stay around, and then you'll be able to keep selling that same product for years and years and years. But if you just build belief in yourself, you can have your followers stay with you and believe in you and what you're doing. So that was a big one that she talked about, and why she said, she was in the position to come in here and be the top seller of the new app, because she's got a pretty strong following from years of just being with people. And that was another thing she talked about too, is she doesn't talk about her leads as leads. She talks about her leads as people. They're her people, they're her community, So
Yeah, that's kind of how I think about my bakers.
yeah, you always just call them your bakers.
They're my bakers, my baker peeps. Hey, my best friend Matthew's here.
Matthew,
Woohoo!
what's going on?
Come on, guys. Listen, I was on someone's list for 15 years before I bought. So
That's awesome.
15 years.
What did they do that got you to take the plunge on that particular thing after 15 years?
they sold leads. It was a name that was mentioned on the call, Robert Blackman. I've been following him for a long time. And I've been following for just the content, not necessarily buy his product or anything. And I pulled the trigger when I needed it.
That's awesome.
Right
You just
on.
never know.
Right.
Yeah, I've never spoken with the guy, but I feel like I know him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, did you open his emails consistently through that whole time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. What else you got on your list over there?
Well, first I gotta say, you seem very somber today. Is anyone else feeling it? Normally you're peppy and up and
Well, I did go to the head doctor. I said that.
yeah.
So we talked about stuff
You
that
gotta do some of that woo stuff you did at the Freedom Fest. Get your mindset right.
I think my mindset's right.
All right.
I'm just a little chill.
All right. All right.
I
That
think I'm
fella
all
is.
right.
So some of the things that I wrote down when talking about belief, we already talked about like having a belief in yourself, because if you don't have a belief in yourself, you're not going to be able to get anyone else to believe in you. But what about belief in failure? What do you think about that?
Belief in failure.
Belief in the fact that failure can help you be successful. I believe that belief drives success, but does having the belief that failure can catapult success, has anybody seen that happen in their own marketing or their own businesses?
Just like a belief that failure can happen and just know that it can happen.
Know that it can happen and know that you can
The
take that
consequences.
failure and learn from it and
For
become
sure.
even more
We've all been
successful.
in a position in life where if you didn't perform, the consequences were pretty dire. So in that regards, the belief in failure was real because of the consequences of that were just unthinkable. And then that took you to a level to actually perform. Like you had nothing to lose because you have
Yeah.
everything to lose. So
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. That was something that was playing on my mind. And it kind of got me thinking when Mike was at Freedom Fest, he said one of the things that really helped him was failure and the belief that failing, as long as you don't quit, failing can actually help your business be successful. So I thought that was really cool concept.
Well, and I know that a lot of people say that if you're not failing, it's actually a pretty good sign that you're not really doing much. So if you're not seeing failures, then you probably need to step it up a little bit, because that probably means that you're not really doing enough to get corrections in your marketing or in your whatever it is you're doing. One of the things that in baseball they say, even the best baseball players only hit the ball 3 or 4 times out of 10 times, and that's great. The
Oh, yeah.
other times could be considered failures, right? They're striking out, or they're getting the balls caught, they're getting out in some way, shape, or form, and so those would be failures. But they're doing amazing still, and only hitting the ball 3 or 4 times out of 10 times.
Teach that to a group of 10-year-olds, Jim, and you'd
Right.
be amazing.
Right.
I noticed that
Right.
on my son's baseball team, when one guy would hit way more than any of the other kids, the whole team would get discouraged, all because that one kid could get up there and hit the ball so much better than everybody else.
Right. Well, and that's a big one right there too. Belief in yourself and not comparing yourself to the others, because everybody's got their own skill, and not and you don't need to be near as good as anybody else. A lot of times, now granted, if you were as good as Michael Jordan, or if you were as good as Babe Ruth was, or something like that, that's great. But if you could even get anywhere close to that good, then you're doing amazing, right? So yeah. And in our industry in particular, it's really hard because there's no real way to judge where someone's at, right? There's not like leagues. So there's not an 8-year-old league, right, that you can even see who's close to who, to know where should you be at. So it's really hard to look at, like,
Right. We don't know how long Bill has been an entrepreneur. We don't know how long John has been an entrepreneur. We don't know how long Matthew's been an entrepreneur. So how can you judge yourself against anyone else?
well, and the lady that I was talking to yesterday or the day before now, she said she's been doing affiliate marketing for 6 years, and even that 6 years, how long? Is that an hour a day? Is that 5 hours a day? Even that can be, and then how much? There's a lot of times that I could say I've been doing affiliate marketing, but what I've really been doing is cleaning off my desk. I mean,
So that's another belief, is belief in persistence and belief in hard work, not thinking that it's going to be 1 hour a day for 3 days. I mean, do you believe that persistence is important, and the knowledge that you're not going to do this overnight? It's going to be a hard uphill battle. What do you think about that, Jim?
Yeah. And I think just like what Jack Morgan just said on our YouTube, unfortunately, most people are too afraid to even try, right? And I think that's a big challenge in our industry, is fear. Because, and Kristi and I were talking about this yesterday, is fear of loss, right? It's a really weird thing that we're too afraid to talk to people, because most people don't have enough leads to talk to people. So they don't want to talk to people, so they don't run them off, right? So fear of loss actually causes loss, because you're not going to talk to them, because you don't want rejection
So
and loss.
are you talking about before they buy or after they buy?
Um,
So I can
well,
see,
either,
I
really.
can see after they buy, like we've had this discussion before, like should you call your leads? Should you call your new customers as soon as they buy? Because if you just ignore them and let them be, they're going to keep buying, paying. You're going to keep getting that residual income. But if you call them and say the wrong thing, or they'll be like, oh, this isn't for me. No, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel. Like, that's a real fear.
Right? Especially if you've only got one or two customers, right? You don't want to chase off your first customer. Remember, remember in I think
Was it Herbalife?
Herbalife, yeah.
You just told this story. You're going to tell it again?
Did I just tell it? Okay.
Yeah, but it's a good story. You can tell it.
One of my very first signups in Herbalife, I got on the phone with my upline, and it was actually my upline's upline that was calling one of my prospects that had gone through the lead system, got the little video. He was, like on his third or fourth step by the time my upline's on the
We
phone
used to
with
do the three-way calling back in the day.
Right. And my upline got on the phone with them, and they were talking, and the prospect said something kind of snarky or something. And my upline said, listen, this isn't going to be for you. And he hung up the phone. And I was like, what? What just happened?
And those were big sales back then.
Yeah, we were doing the supervisor packages for $4,000. And this was like my first one that I was sure was going to happen. And he hung up the phone on the guy. So it was just me and my upline then on the phone. And he's like, listen, that guy is going to be nothing but problems. Whatever you do, do not call that guy back, because he is not right for this business. And then I said, okay. And we hung up, and I called him back, and I signed him up. And
I was like, are you crazy? Call that guy. What? I want to go have some steak dinner.
And so we got our commissions, and we ended up going to an event together and sharing a hotel. And he left in the middle of the event. He took all the stuff in the hotel, the wet bar or whatever, took it all out of the hotel, skipped out on his bill, never called me again. I was like, I cannot believe this guy knew this stuff from like a 2-minute call. It was so crazy. But I was panicked. Like, you can't be doing this on my first real sign up,
Hey, this has nothing to do with belief, but do you remember that time that we were on the phone and they were doing construction on the house next to us, and they cut our internet connection?
The same thing. We were doing Herbalife. Now, I did Herbalife for a while, and we were doing leads for $2,500 a month, and I was closing these big sales like daily, and yeah, the bulldozers out there and cut the dang internet line while I'm in the middle of a phone call.
He's out there. If you can imagine Jim out there screaming at this bulldozer guy.
I got the phone wire up like this. I'm like, you see what you did? You just cost me $3,000.
He's looking at Jim like, I don't give a flying pig what I did. Leave me alone.
Yeah, and I think you get that from talking with a lot of people. Even lately, someone wanted me to do some design work from somebody, and they went all in. I won't say whose name it was, but like 5 minutes into the call, I left, and I later told that person, like, yo, this person, will never do business with him. They're going to refund because they went all in. They're going to refund. Just let you know. Why do you say that? Let's trust me. They're going to refund. And what happened? Sure enough, they refunded. Sometimes you can get that sense. And then I used to work in security, and I kind of am a people person. I kind of understand what people are thinking and what they'll do. And I'm always good at finding the bad apples, like immediately. And I think that's probably what that guy had, a little intuition. And he was right. And some people that you work with are just not worth it, and with time wise and even stress wise. And it's easy to get in the feeling of like, I need to get this sale. But you got to ask yourself what the sale's going to cost you. And sometimes it's a lot.
Yeah, it's easy to look back now and say we shouldn't have. But when you're brand new, oh, but right now, I wouldn't work with somebody I didn't like. I wouldn't do it to save my life. Well, maybe to save my life, but if I don't like you, I don't deal with you.
But that's a hard thing, and it's a really hard thing to get over, is realizing that this business isn't for everyone. Especially, if you started out with network marketing, a lot of uplines will tell you basically everybody that's got a pulse, talk to everybody and anybody and just get them started, because this business is for anybody, and it really isn't. So once you get through that and understand that, now, can anybody do it? I'm not saying anybody can't do it, but it's not for everybody. If they're not willing to come in and do it, then and again, especially in network marketing or MLM, because if they don't produce, it really doesn't do any good for them to be on your team. It's a little different in affiliate marketing because some of the products are just you're selling products, so it doesn't quite matter as much. But even with like the funnel builder, we want them to at least go in there and set up a website and be using it for a reason. If we can get people using it for any kind of reason, it's a lot less likely that they'll cancel. So that's what I like about the funnel builder, is it's easy to use. It's easy to help someone use it. It's easy to give people reasons to use it. So they don't have to make money on it in order to see that they can keep it. And so that's a really powerful thing for belief. Have a product that is usable, not just a product that's commissionable. Because if your product is only commissionable and you don't make sales in your first 30 days, after 30 days to 90 days, then your team starts breaking down if the product is only for selling. Because, if you don't make money with it, what good is it, right? Where if you have a product that you believe in, that you use, that you log in, do the training, that's a big thing about our premium product. Log in and use it. Come to the show, come to the 11 o'clock masterminds and actually use it. And it's way more valuable than,
Well, it's value. It's valuable.
It's valuable. Yeah. It's worth its money without just selling it. So that causes it to not get canceled a whole lot more, now granted, one sale and it's almost free, right? So that makes it pretty easy to believe in. But just having the value of it, being able to show up to the lives. Once you start making sales, you want to show up to the lives because you have people showing up to the lives, right? So you want to be there to show them that you're there. you want to show up in a shirt to show, hey, I'm part of the company, uh, this was something that some of the people in Diane's thing said you shouldn't wear the company shirt. And Mike and Paul and I chimed in a little late, but I chimed in at the same time and said, it's not even a company shirt. It's just a Freedom Crusaders shirt, because this has been a shirt of Mike and Paul's for years and years before HBA. And it's just been a brand outside of a brand that we can all kind of be a team of. So, what else we got, baby?
Yeah.
And if I didn't say so, Jack Morgan, welcome to the YouTube over there.
You didn't say.
There is a link in the description to a page. I haven't shown the page in a little while.
All right, go ahead.
Show the page. So let me find the page because I'm not on it.
Can I ask Jim, like,
Yeah, go
since
ahead.
you've been doing this a while, is there even anywhere out there that you could host a website on for as cheap as we do to keep it running
Well,
for month to month?
the challenge is there are some upfront costs that are similar, but they tend to start running you up into more dollars.
Matthew might know more about that than Jim, actually.
Well, when it comes to funnel builders, sure, but is really, I'm going to say hosting is pennies. It's dirt cheap. You're paying for the proprietary software behind it, and then the marketing, gives the perceived value of it. So, sure, there's cheaper things out there, but the value we have here for $25, I would say it's comparable to some of the more expensive ones, the 127s, the 300 even, because really you can get more than one funnel builder. I don't know if people know this. You pay $25. If you absolutely need a funnel builder, you can ask and get another funnel builder, right? There's no limitations on how many contacts you can have, how many memberships you can have, how many products you can have, how many upsell, downsells. So you can really, I have 6 funnels. Got to cut more than I need, but the option is there. So that $25 goes a long way in terms of value. And then once again, usability. There's some other platforms. I'll just say one, Go High Level. It's a popular platform out there. It's more expensive, but getting into it is like literally getting into the cockpit of a 747 with all the pages, all the gears. So is that worth 147? You have to learn that. And if you want to get certified in that, you got to pay $1,000 a year. You got to keep paying that. So I would say that the value is higher than $25, but there are cheaper options. And really, at the end of the day, what works best for you works best for you. And this is what works best for us in our community.
Do any of the other ones do like what you do and provide templates, such elaborate, beautiful templates?
I would
Do you
say
know?
most of them, you just get the templates that are there. Then it's up to some of the members our members or people that are trying to sell the affiliate program to bring templates on. But usually the templates are pretty plain, unless you're getting them from a third-party source who is an affiliate of it. Sure, that's a great way to sell the product, any product, anyways, even our product.
One thing I've heard Matthew talk about a lot is the way that this funnel builder builds, being in the middle saves a lot of time.
Yep.
Like I know one of the ones that works fairly decently and looks fairly decent, but it builds from the left-hand side. So you're always dragging and dropping stuff in, and it takes a lot of time to work with it. And so it doesn't seem like much, but if you do that a lot, you're doubling your time as you're building, so that's another option
Yeah,
to
from
think
some of the
about.
designs, is like this is probably one of the fastest builders. Now that you can't do certain things, there's our limitations. And I know how to break past those limitations, but still at the end of the day, this is a faster builder if you want to build from scratch and not just use the cookie cutter stuff. Because literally, like he says, you want to like change the size of the font, you got to slide your mouse all the way over to the left. You want to move the margin, you got to go to the left and go up and down. It really is a time expense. For sure. And this builder is pretty fast because it's kind of a drag. So it's a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And you can just literally drag stuff around with your mouse and change the size of the text and font. Things people don't consider. This definitely a more productive funnel builder than a lot of them out there that are more expensive.
Thanks for that.
Now, and John, where a lot of places get you is you can get a 2-week free trial over here to this place, and most of them never even show you any prices. And then the next thing you know, you're built, and now you're paying $79 a month or $97 a month. And well, you're all built
They don't
up,
have
so
training. You have to pay for the training. That's extra.
right. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, with the funnel builder, the entire funnel academy is included. You don't have to pay any extra for training. It's awesome.
Exactly. So I was going to show the page that that we're broadcasting on outside of YouTube, because this is in the description of the YouTube. Like I was saying, if you're on my YouTube, if you're not on my YouTube, check your email wherever you came from. Make sure that you get to whoever's link sent you here. But these are the buttons that you can get started into the community. You can join the community here. This is how you get over to the funnel builder that we've been talking about. And
before you go too far, I think you're sharing the wrong page.
On the wrong page. This is the page. These are the 2 buttons. There is a little chat box down here also that you can use. And you're welcome to watch it on YouTube. I'm just letting you know so that if you get interested in getting involved, this is how you do it, and how you get involved with whoever sent you here. So, and like I said, if someone sent you here by email, please get back into your email and get their link, because you can get to my YouTube from this page, but I don't want to get credit for you if you've come here from someone else. So I want to make sure that the right people get credit for you. So, and I won't go too far into that. I just wanted to show you that so that you could see it. And I will stop my share. All right.
So we did kind of talk about one other thing that was on my list, and that is the belief in continued education. Now, with the funnel builder, all of that continued education is included. And I sometimes joke that I hear Mike's voice, Mike and Paul's voice, more than my own husband's, because, anytime I'm not in the room or I'm saying baking or whatever, Jim's in here watching a video. But what do you think about the idea of continuing education? And do you believe that that's important to continue learning and growing, no matter if we're talking about mindset or skill set?
Well, and I know that this caught you a little funny when we talked to the psychologist 2 weeks ago to go and see if that's who I wanted to talk to. And he said, wow, I haven't read a book in a while. And we're like, ooh, is this the right guy to even be talking to? Right. But it's a veteran appointed psychologist. So it's like, not that I don't have a choice, but I don't have a lot of choice, so yeah. I think reading and education is super big for belief. And I've talked about before, I was a helicopter mechanic, and even you kind of think, it's not like I was a car mechanic. Like if you go to an auto shop, there's a different book for every car that comes into the shop, right? So you might have to look up something to find out where exactly something is on a different car. Well, I worked on the same helicopter, so I didn't need a different book for a different helicopter. It was the same one over and over and over again. Now, maybe a different, actual physical one, but the same helicopter, same Apache helicopter. And we had to have the book open to work on it every time, because things like torque values, glues would change, wiring would change, stuff like that. So that has always kind of kept my continued education going. And I think that's also why, like you're saying, I'm always in there learning in the back office. And also so that I know where things are, so I can tell people this is where to go find things, right? And the same thing, it blows my mind that you would come in and you would spend $125 on the HPA traffic and conversions, and then not even go through the first video ever, right? How do you sell it if you never even go back here and know how to get to it? I'm like, I don't understand, you know. People, and I know, you know, I understand that a lot of people join things and then they're like, I'm just going to do this, and they join something else and they're just going to do this, and they join something else and they're just going to do this. But that's a lot of the problem. That's a lot of the problem in the industry is if you're going to join something, learn about it. You don't have to necessarily learn everything about it, but the more that you can learn about it, the more you can increase your belief in it, right? If you come in here and you find out, you know, what you can do in the affiliate zone, and you find out how to get your stuff set up, and you find out, you know, that this funnel builder is different than the last funnel builder you used because they're all a little different, and you learn how to use it a little bit, and you at least learn that this is the Funnel Builder Academy, and, you know, watch the welcome aboard, and then learn, you know, this is how you set stuff up, and you find out that this is how you come in here and integrate your custom domain. I mean, this kind of stuff you gotta watch. You can't just kind of try to do it on your own. These numbers need to be in place. You can't just guess on this stuff. And so all of this stuff is back here, and people don't even log in to use it. So this is the continued education. And I'm not saying just here in HBA, I'm saying in any program you join, get in there, learn some stuff, take a picture of it and use it in your emails, send out some stuff and say, you know, this is what I really like about this program. Look at this. They've got instructions on integrating custom domains in your builder, and they actually walk you step by step through it. I don't have to go buy something or figure it out on my own. It's back here for you to use. So I know I preach a lot about getting in and using this stuff, but it's really important. And it will. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, be a product of the product.
Be a product of the product, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I did too. I joined up Funnel Builder to build pages for my own offers, and I got frustrated. But I could see that this was a builder that I could use, so I kind of dug in. It took like 3 months, went underground, making templates. Okay. And came out with a skill set that is actually an extension business to the Funnel Builder. And just the other week, I sold a contract that paid for the Funnel Builder for the next 6 years. Okay. Just by getting good at the builder enough to help people out with the builder. Some people will want to do it themselves. There's always going to be people that want to have stuff done for them. And those are the kind of people that try to cater to both. But you know, without taking that time to really dig into the program and master it, I would have never had that contract.
Yeah, and you are
Definitely
amazing.
be a product of the product and learn it.
Yeah.
If that's what your goal is, and that was my goal, was to make the best looking pages on the internet for myself. But some other people wanted them too.
Yeah, I think you're brilliant with the Funnel Builder. I love watching you build. I love the products that you make. It's brilliant.
And you went through a lot of the Funnel Builder Academy, right?
Yeah, I went through the whole thing. Yes.
Yeah. And this is not your first funnel builder, right?
It's not, but like any funnel builder, there's a learning curve. And I really was frustrated with the funnel builder when I first got it. And I'm someone who's a master at it now. So if you're feeling frustrated, you just got to dig in and figure out how to work it best for you.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's really powerful because
yeah, and anyone can do it. If I can do it, I've built a membership. I've built 500 pages probably. If I can do it, anyone can do it. You just have to get in there and learn it.
And that's, I mean, Kristi did the same thing on day one when she decided to build her cakery site. She went down through the Funnel Builder Academy, went through most of the modules. There probably wasn't near as many back then because it's been several years ago. But and then within 3 or 4 hours had her page set up and built, and so it takes away a lot of frustration, because Mike's really good about showing the details that are important, and then of course, Mike can't give you the skill like you have, Matthew, as far as knowing the colors and knowing the matchups and getting the things to work the way you really want to.
Right.
But without the foundation, you can never get that. So it's really important. And the same with the rest of the whole business. There's so many people that jump from business to business to business because they're looking for that one thing that's better, that works, but they haven't even looked into the one thing that they've got, or the last thing, so they're
And
missing
sometimes people, they think they know it all because they are not new. And
Right.
actually, when I used to do phone calls from Craigslist back in the day, the most productive people were the people that had no idea what internet marketing was, because they didn't know otherwise except for follow my instructions. And those are the ones that had the most results.
right.
And sometimes people have been in and out of programs, they think they know how things work, and they don't think they need the training. Okay, they're here for the sale, but you take someone that's brand new, that's like Monty, who doesn't know anything. So all he can do is follow the
Just
training.
listens and implements.
It's all he can do. He doesn't know otherwise, and he's having amazing results.
Yeah, Monty is amazing.
Quit his job
Yes.
with HBA. That's huge.
Yeah.
From a guy that couldn't even know how to check an email.
That daily still shows that he knows very little about anything else other than what he's doing directly, and it's really pretty cool. It's powerful to see that it doesn't take it doesn't take near as much as we think it does sometimes. We definitely, and I know you and I have talked about this before, Matthew, that we definitely overcomplicate it because we know
Yeah,
so
and
much.
sometimes I wish I could unknow what I know, and be in a position like Monty,
Yeah, because we work in our own fears and our own little silliness sometimes,
and our own
so
assumptions,
yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't know who iPhone is. I think it might be Wanda.
What's up,
So-
iPhone?
I don't know
Why
if
are you
they've
guessing that
fully
it's
connected
Wanda?
yet.
You just guessing
Uh,
that?
Well, iPhone tends to be Wanda in the other things that we do.
Okay.
Um,
What up,
and
iPhone?
most other people that tune in here has a name when they tune in here. So I'm just using some of what I know. I mean, if it was Peter, it would say Peter.
Educated guess.
Right. Educated guess. Come on, iPhone, show yourself.
It's Karen.
Ah,
You are wrong. Ha 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 ha. Boo.
dang it. Welcome to the
We-
show, Karen. What's going on today? Anything new? Looks like
Oh,
you're on
hi.
vacation there.
Oh, that's our desert background.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
No, I just happened to come across that you were on here, and I saw that it was about belief, so I was like, "Hey, I'm jumping on." Here I am, but I know you're almost done. So
Yeah, we're almost done. I think it's been a pretty good one for not being too ready at the time, and my spirits have lifted a little bit too, I think. So
Love
that's
that.
good.
Good.
What else we got over there, sweetie, on the list?
We talked about belief in yourself. We talked about the belief in your community. We talked about the belief in your product. We talked about belief in failure, persistence, continued learning. The last thing I have is belief in balance.
Well, you missed your vision up there.
We didn't talk about belief in your vision.
I don't think we did.
Oh, well, let's
And
talk
your
about it.
vision, I want to just touch on it briefly
Let's
because
do it.
vision is something a lot of people miss. I think a lot of people think it's one of those woo-woo things that you don't really need to work on. And I think it's probably the most important thing that gets skipped over, because I think the reason is it's challenging, right? It's challenging. It's one of those things that I don't really want to do that because there's work involved in it. So we tend as humans to try to do the easy things, right?
Right.
And get away with not doing the hard things. Like I said, for years, affiliate marketing was cleaning off my desk and not actually doing the work. And so vision, you can also, if you want the sort of easy way out on vision, you can grab vision from someone else, right? You can tap into Mike and Paul's vision, or you can tap into the owner's vision. Now, it's better if you get your own vision because it's yours and it will mean more to you. But if you're lacking or you just really can't come up with something, you can use somebody else's and grab a hold of that. And
Yeah, for
that will
sure.
help.
You have to have a belief, I think, in your vision and in your goals, especially in the times of challenge, because holding on to your vision and holding on to your goals when you're faced with challenges or setbacks or mindset issues, like, sometimes we have, it's that belief in that goal and that burning desire that's going to pull you through, I think.
I think so, and I think that without vision, it's easy to not do your daily stuff, right? Because it's easy to say, well, I got enough money. It's easy to say, John could get by on his own, but I got a vision to help people. I got a vision to make sure that my people being HBA are getting the help they need, that they're moving forward. And at least, if nothing else, on the technical side, I can help everybody on the technical side. I can help some people on the marketing side and stuff like that, but I can definitely help anybody on the technical side of it. So that's my vision, is to just help as many people as I can. And the way that I measure that is, am I getting feedback, right? When I hear somebody say, hey, Jim Hall helped me do this, I'm like, yes, my vision's working, right? So that's what keeps me going. And not that I need the Jim Hall's doing it, but I need it so that I know that it's actually working, so that's
Yeah.
vision.
I have a good example of that. My Wednesdays that I do, or I do the over my shoulder on Wednesdays. I have this idea in my head that I'm not helping anybody and that I'm just wasting my time and everybody's time. But then Karen, she came out on the Monday mastermind a couple weeks ago, and she mentioned my name twice. 2 times she said that I helped her. And I am telling you, that belief that it gave me that I am actually helping people, it just catapulted my ability to keep going and to keep going. And it's so hard to hold on to that vision when you're not sure. You're not sure if you're doing good. You're not sure if people are really learning from you. And so, not that I need it or that I'm looking for it, but just getting it helps you keep that belief, keep that vision, keep those goals going. So thank you, Karen.
Well, and that's, I said, I don't know how long ago it was, a week ago or so, that, by helping Karen feel that way, feel that she got help, helped her come out on Monday night, helped her help somebody who knows who she touched and helped, right? All of those things helped other people stay in the business, stay in HBA, which helped pay somebody because they stayed in the business, right? So by doing that, all of that, we're actually feeding children in the process of all of that. I mean,
Right.
how crazy is that, right? So just by helping a person, we're doing all of that. So, I mean, I got goosebumps. How is that for belief raising? That's crazy to think about, that we can do all of that just by having a little webinar and just helping a few people increase their beliefs a little bit and feed starving children around the world.
It's pretty
So-
amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
We're pretty amazing.
We're pretty amazing. We're all amazing.
That's what I meant. All of us.
What else we got?
The last thing on my list is a balance.
Is what?
Balance.
Balance?
Like life balance. Like
Well,
Tuesday nights, I like to go to date night. Friday
Yeah.
night, I like to have game night. Do you believe that you need balance? Family, business, alone time. Do you
I
believe
don't-
that?
I don't know if I believe it. That's a tough one for me because I think it depends, like us, for instance, and like Karen and sorry, Karen, your husband's name is Scott. Is it Scott? Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve. Like them, I think you guys mostly work together doing this kind of stuff, right? So for like them also, balance may or may not come into it because we kind of skipped over passion there a little bit. Because it's a passion thing, there may not be a balance, right? And I don't think that's necessarily wrong. Like I've said before, sometimes it'll be 3 a.m. and we'll be like, okay, let's go to bed, and sometimes it'll be 4 o'clock and we'll shut it off and we'll go watch TV for the rest of the night, so that's kind of where I think balance comes in is what do you want to do? Can we help somebody else or do we want to just go do something else? And I think people that really want to move people that really decide to do this outside of the money. I know for a while people do this for the money, right? And hopefully you get a chance to do this for something other than the money someday, because I think it's powerful to be able to do it for something other than the money, because then you can do it for the passion and for the lack of balance. And it's pretty cool. And then you can really have the emotion of what we had a second ago of the children, because there really is nothing like that. There really is nothing like having the ability to just have the thought of being able to help and not have to be worried about the money that you need from it. And I just think it's really cool. And for a lot of years, I did it only for the money, and it was tough because chasing money sucks. So hopefully everybody can get in, and if you can put money aside, which is hard. I know it's hard in the beginning, especially, but if you can put money aside, the money just seems to start coming in, as weird as that is.
Yeah, when you're
And-
doing it for the journey, not for the goal. Like doing this business for the journey along, not for the end goal, which is money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I think you only need balance if you find yourself doing something out of balance that has a negative impact on your life. Like maybe you have a problem when you watch TV. You like to binge watch 10, 12 shows. That's actually hurting your work balance, at that time. Or you like going out to the clubs and spending money, or going to restaurants too often. And then you might have to wind yourself in a balance. But for me, I'm a warrior. If I have to work every day for the rest of my life, oh well, I'm in it. But not
Yeah.
everybody feels that way. But
I think I do. I think I will work every day for the rest of my life. I love it so much.
All right, so we're past 4 o'clock. Anybody have anything they want to get out and say? We actually ended up talking about belief for the whole hour. We didn't do any other tech stuff. So if anybody has any pressing stuff they need to get fixed or anything, we can do that real quick. If not,
Keep in mind, we will not be here tomorrow or Friday.
we won't be here tomorrow
We're
or
going on
Friday.
vacation.
We're going to my mommy's.
My favorite place to go because there is no internet.
No internet, so don't even bother to reach out. We won't hear you.
Is that where the farm animals are?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yep. I love it there so much.
Enjoy
Thinking
it.
about getting them a peacock on the way up there, and that way they'll have a peacock.
So you were talking about the vision, and my wife and I went and did a vision board 2 weeks ago.
Nice.
It was a workshop, and there was probably 100 magazines sitting there. They said, go grab 7 magazines. And what's the chance that I grab the magazine that has a book with Napoleon Hill's You Can Grow Rich in?
Wow.
I was like, you got to be kidding me right now.
That is awesome.
Like that, if that wasn't a sign from God, I don't know what was.
Right?
That is awesome. Oh
So I built my vision around my marriage, God, and just learning how to steward my money better and all that. So it was a good workshop.
Thanks for sharing. That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, what happened?
Karen's sharing her screen with us.
Oh,
She's gonna show
share
us
it,
something.
Karen. Nice.
That's not a peacock.
Karen, I'm sharing my farm animal.
That's a
This
nice
is-
turkey. I got one.
This
got 3
is
of
Sir
those myself.
Thomas Fancy Pants.
Sir Thomas Fancy Pants, huh?
Yes, yes.
How old is he?
He is, I believe he's 2.5 now.
I have some.
I was
that are
gonna
about
try
a
to
year
get,
old.
I don't know how I did it, so you're just gonna have to look at a turkey. But I would like to share something about belief. How do I get back on there? There you go. Thank you. So Steve and I had a pain clinic for 13 years, and so we worked with pain clients. And so we talked a lot about belief and everything. And for Steve and I, we don't need scientific proof of stuff, but it's very interesting because we were taught scientifically, and they have proof of this, that your cells believe at a cellular level what you believe. So if you have that belief of negativity, if you have that belief of self-doubt, not loving yourself, that you're not going to accomplish, guess what? Your cells react on a cellular level of that vibration, and that's what the body and mind react to. So that's why the positivity and the power of positivity, the power of change, the power of changing belief has that much power. It's just very fascinating.
That is extremely fascinating.
Even the water in your body will pick up on that language. It's really
Yes,
unbelievable.
exactly. Right.
We're over 66%.
And like, yeah, Steve just said, we're over 66% water, So if we always have that mindset of going in a place, if we want to stay up, keep that belief of staying up. If we want to get somewhere with business or helping people, believe that's where we're going and manifest and draw that energy in to that cellular level. That's all.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, it's
you
pretty
so
crazy. We were watching a documentary on water, and it's really pretty crazy how water, if you talk to it, will take on the charge of the negative emotion and the positive
Yeah, on Gaia.
emotion.
I
Yeah, on
watched it.
Gaia.
I seen it on Gaia.
Yeah. So then we
Right.
ended up getting a little water filtration, not the $5,000 one, but $100 one that does pH increase.
Yeah.
And so we're using it. We really like it so far.
Yeah, and every time we drink, we're like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, water. Thank you so much. And now we're
It's
like,
so
Something
true.
broken
And
too.
then,
Yeah.
right. And at the same time, thank your body for accepting the hydration. I mean, thank your legs for walking you today.
Right.
Are you
Right.
in pain? Well,
Are you telling your
are you telling your heart that it's healthy and strong, and your mind and your body, You know, it's yeah, it's just very powerful. That's
Love
one
it.
thing that we talk about like every day, and we put it on our app too. And those positive affirmations, reminding our heart, our mind, our body, our arteries, you know, our movement, everything is healthy and strong. And we keep feeding ourselves this, you know, and we're bathing ourselves in that. So
Right. And I say all the time that we could all use a little brainwashing with some good stuff, right? So,
good stuff.
I think
hey,
it's
that's
always good
great,
stuff with the person who's doing the brainwashing.
right?
Right.
Positive Polly, thanks for saying that this was a good training. We appreciate you stopping by. Jack Morgan, thanks for stopping by. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here.
Thank
We'll be
you,
back.
guys.
Well, it sounds like we'll be back on Tuesday. So
Tuesday. I'll miss you guys.
we'll see you all in a little while.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for
Yeah.
being
Bye,
here.
everybody.
I'm ready to get
Bye.
together, ready to
Thanks.
get internet out there. Go ahead, man. Rub two sticks together or something.
Have a good one.
Bye, guys.